When I started to experiencing certain aspects of aging that I'm going to use a very strong word, but that I found repulsive, I didn't want to have to think of my body that way. But I also had that way of thinking as I looked at other people, and that's a very strong word, and it's actually a repulsive word. So I said, if it seems as if getting old is repulsive or ugly, Hattie, is that something that's acceptable to you? And it's not. And I said to myself, it doesn't seem logical that you should live your life, get smarter and deeper and more loving, and lose all the attributes of youth. So I made up a attitude that youth isn't wasted on the young, and it's not wasted on anybody else. So as I started to share my attitudes, which are kind of positive energy boosts with people, I was told, how do you put that in a book? So I wrote the book Retro Age. I'm going to hold it up, the cover. And in it, I write certain unexpected things about how to be young. And one of the unexpected things, of course you would imagine I'm talking about food and exercise and attitude and self-care and friendships and learning new languages and all the things they tell you to keep young or youthful. But I have something that I've used, and it's called being un-insultable. Now when you're younger, even very young children, you tell a young child that they're stupid or ugly, they're very, very upset. And when I did child movement therapy, I would tell a kid, you know what? If anybody says you're stupid, say to yourself, they must think I'm smart and they're teasing me. And then don't get upset. So the kid would say, oh, okay. And then I'd say, you got that, stupid? And at first they'd pull back because, you know, they hear the word, it's a scary word. And then I would start laughing and they would start laughing. And so much of the guilt and shame was wiped away. Well, I worked teaching dance to 3 to 5-year-olds, and I watched how open a preschooler is, and I said to myself, youth is truth. Truth is youth. So I started to be very, very truthful, and in the course of it, no matter what age I was bawling with young guys. That's who I'm attracted to, and in the beginning I was even ashamed of it, like I had the old opinions, the point of views. You got a case on your son, you're cradle snatching, you're an old hag, bitch, whatever, who can't stand that she's aging and you're competing with the young. And I listened to those things, and the insults were coming from society, even from friends. Hattie, don't show that much cleavage. Hattie, don't wear such a short skirt. I heard that, and it didn't work. I decided that I'm going to change that in myself. So what happened was, I decided to come up with 10 disgusting, and there's that word again, I don't mince words, I don't mince the word hate, I don't mince the word disgusting, ugly. I call that the positive negative thinking. You hear the negative and then you transform it. But denying the negative is not a good idea, because it's going to come to you and you're going to hear it from inside your head, and you're going to hear it from other people. Okay, 85, chapter 10, being un-insultable. When I first began to be vocal about being young forever, I suspected that my style of relating to aging in a new, super sexy way was going to get a fair amount of criticism, and it did. Personally, criticism actually doesn't bother me very much. However, I wanted to make sure that other people who were choosing to follow my radical path of truth and openness and sexuality, that they don't get insulted or get emotionally hurt by any derision or insults hurled at them from society or friends or family or from their inner voice that can insult you. My challenge was to find a way to protect us, all of us women, and we're called cougars now, but there was no such word when I published this book except for a car and an animal. How to handle negativity. So I decided to come up with the 10 worst insults that anybody could hurl at me. And then if I heard them, I'd have already written them down, so they were going to have such a powerful negative effect on me, and here they are. 10 terrible things that can be said about me, and it's called my insult sheet, and it's on page 87. You're a repulsive old hag who thinks she's sexy. Your theories are bullshit. You're a complete fraud. You're one of the weirdest people on earth. You're a hypocrite. You hate old people. You're getting Alzheimer's, you stupid idiot. You look ridiculous when you dance. You're a narcissistic show-off. You don't even see your wrinkles and your saggy skin. Your children would rather you never visited them again. That was a mother. You know how that could stab you. Your children disapprove of you and are ashamed of you and they don't want you to visit them. Yeah. You're a cheap bitch making believe that you're generous. And the one that hurt the most of all was your dreams will never come true. They're pipe dreams. Give it up already. And those were the worst things that I can imagine anybody saying to me. Now, I had one very close friend, Martha, from Trinidad. And she heard this list and she says, I'm going to add one more, Hattie. You're a bigot and you hate black people. And it was so funny. We both broke down laughing. Because these are just the kinds of things that can really make you actually sick inside and frightened and hold back and inhibited and ashamed and judgmental of yourself and others. So once you hear these insults, and I recommend that just as in the book, you write at least 10 of them and just be creative, be vulgar, be crude, it doesn't matter. Say the worst things. I don't want to come off as having unrealistic pride, but I have realistic sense of honor, sense of truth, sense of pleasure and joy, and that's how I live. And my feelings don't get hurt. I really don't care what anybody says. I don't want to be mugged. I don't want to be hurt physically. I am un-insultable. And I invite all you jerks out there to feel the same. Now, even if I say that, I feel a little self-conscious lest I hurt you, but I did that purposely, like when I call a child stupid after I tell them not to be hurt by the word stupid. You'll be free. Call me a jerk. Anyway, it's always great to talk with you. Thank you.